Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon, and you're watching Comedy Matters.
When did you start really doing stand-up?
I think it was like, well, after that impression contest. So I was 17, and then I just added more impressions with the guitar. And then in college, I just added a bunch of material. Like, that was the first time I wrote jokes. My first joke I wrote was...
you remember it, good.
Yeah. It's not a great one, but my first joke was, I was talking about movie theaters, and I said, this guy sat in front of me in the movie theater, had the biggest ears I've ever seen on a human being. His ears were so big, people behind me were telling me to put my feet down. I'm like, no, that's his ears. You know, that was my first joke, and I stuck with it. Even if, however funny it was, it's your first joke. It's like, you got to do it.
You remember it. Sure.
Yeah. But I don't do that anymore. But I do some stuff from my old stuff.
Do you travel with Wayne Fetterman? Does he work with you?
Man, yeah, Wayne, yeah.
Good friend of mine.
Wayne Fetterman is he's a genius. He's a neurotic genius. I love him so much. He's one of the funniest guys ever. We're doing the Atlantis next weekend in Bahamas.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be down there just doing this. So he's gonna, he comes out, he does 15 minutes, and then, which just kills. He always destroys. He
started at the Strip also. I interviewed him for the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a comic strip guy.
Pistol Pete book?
No, I didn't know.
He wrote a great book about Pete Maravich.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wayne Fetterman's brilliant.
I will definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
So, what's coming up for you? Do you want to do film or anything? Are you interested in film?
No, I'm done with that now. This show's all encompassing now. I love it. I love it so much. I'm very lucky to have it. I'm happy that the guests that come on, the comics that come on, they always, kill. It's a fun job now. I got a job that I can do where I can break new talent. We can have people on before anyone knows who they are.
Who's your talent booker? Who does that for you?
We have a bunch of people. We have Jamie Granite. We have Lisa Phillips. We have Mark Lipas helps out with Lisa Phillips to get in the comics on. But we've had Anthony Jeselnik on. We had him. It was his first TV appearance, so he's brilliant. And
he did his first roast, and I thought he was the Donald Trump roast. It was the first time he did it. Killed it. And I just saw him in Montreal. He was up there with Amy Schumer and a whole bunch of people.
We had Amy Schumer on. She's great too. We had Hannibal Buress got Saturday Night Live from our show.
How did you get Saturday Night Live? I meant to ask you that. How did that come about?
I always wanted to do that. I signed up with a great manager out in L.A. Her name is Randy Siegel, and she just came from. She used to work with Ray Rio at Brillstein Gray, and she got my tape through a friend of mine, Peter Islin, and he gave her this tape. And I was in Albany at the time, going to college at the College of St. Rose, and he gave her the tape, and she said, "He's green, but I think he's pretty good. I think I could do something with him." And so she called me. I moved out to L.A., dropped out of college, took classes at the Groundlings, and she said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to be on Saturday Night Live." And she was like, "Okay, what's the second thing that you want to do?" Because I don't know if I can do that. Do you want a TV show or something?
Choice,
anything? Give me something else. So I said, "No, that's all I want." She's like, "All right, well, here's what you got to do. You got to go to Groundlings. You got to work in your impressions. You got to do all that stuff." And so I did it, and I got an audition in New York at the comic strip. Lucian,
of course,
the greatest. And so I got
Richie. You hear that? He was at the comic strip. Richie Tinkin is going to hear this.
Oh, hey, good, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I didn't get SNL, by the way, from that. They were looking for someone different. Tracy Morgan got the job that year, and I was depressed. I went to that little diner next door.
That was Lucian's favorite line when comics would come in. He goes, "I have enough white comics." That's what he would say to people. So it's not a surprise that Tracy Morgan got the show.
Yeah, he got the show. He killed that night. I did my troll bit, and it bombed, and so it just happens. I was depressed, and then I went to about to LA. I was taking acting lessons, and then I got a call. He said, "Hey, we want to see Jimmy again, but tell him don't do the troll bit." We saw that already. So yeah, we can't work together.
So I'm out then.
Sorry, Jeff.
I'll come up with something else.
All right, good. Yeah. So I came up with something else, and I just did like a celebrity walkathon where I was just doing different celebrities. In this walkathon, I would do like Seinfeld, go like, "Why are we all walking? Why don't we take a bus? We're all going to the same place. We could just end up at the end, and we all raise, And I did Sandler and all that stuff. So then they keep telling you that Lorne Michaels won't laugh. He won't laugh. He does. Don't let him throw you if he doesn't laugh. He just doesn't laugh. It's like, okay, no problem. And the audio guy's putting the microphone on, and he goes, "Hey, good luck, Jimmy. Lorne doesn't laugh. I've seen these things. He's seen it all. He doesn't laugh. So don't let him do it." I go, "No problem." Somebody puts makeup on, and you go, "Good luck. Your name is Jimmy. Good luck to you." And just know that Lorne doesn't laugh. I go, "Okay, get it. What's this guy's problem? Like, it's a comedy show. Why does he didn't laugh? He's got to. What's this guy's?"
The electrician comes out. Don't worry, he doesn't.
It's like, oh my God. So I'm like, but I went out and I did my impressions, and I did Adam Sandler. And at the time, nobody did an Adam Sandler. I did Adam Sandler, and Lorne started to laugh. And he put his head in his hand, and I go,
He put his head in his hand to hide it because he knew no one ever saw him laugh.
Exactly. So and I just saw right there at that moment. I go, well, if I even if I don't get the show, what a moment this is. I was on the stage, where Steve Martin, Richard Pryor did great monologues, and made Lorne Michaels laugh, and so that's all I needed. And then they called me. I think it made me wait like 2 months, and they called me.
2 months? Oh, you must have been going crazy.
That's insane. Yeah. But they said, oh, we're still thinking about it, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So I lucked out. Knock on wood, I got it, and and that kicked it all off. And I had a great experience with Lorne, and so that's why, when the spot came up, Conan was leaving. Lorne was like, do you think you want to do it? Would you want to host a talk show? So I was just really blessed. I'm real lucky, and I'm happy where I am.
Isn't that amazing? I love the synchronicity of events that happens. That things that don't have to happen, they happen, and then it makes something else happen.
It's weird, right?
It's
be prepared. It's like I think that's the thing. Like I used to do those showcases at the Improv out in L.A. and Bud Friedman, who's awesome. And Ross.
I just saw him too. He's an old friend.
Did you see?
He was in Montreal.
He's the one who put me on my first. Like that was my club. I used to go to L.A. all the time, and I used to do it during the week. And David Gee would bring me up, and he's a great comic. And he would bring me out, and I remember going out there freaking out, like seeing all these people that I just knew from like watching those. Because in the '80s, there's all those comedy shows. Like there was Fox had a show, and then they had the Comedy Channel. They had Ha. Mm-hmm. And I used to watch like Wally Collins, and I would see like John Mendoza. I see these people, I go, oh my God, that's John Mendoza. Like, oh my God, it's Dom Herrera. I go, oh my God, these are my favorite comedians. Just hanging out at a club. I go, I didn't know this existed. I'm from upstate New York. People do not hang out. And it's like, so I was just like freaking out. And I remember my first Saturday night is a big deal if you're a comedian. If you get a Saturday night gig at the Improv, I think they pay you $8.25 instead of $7.
It's up to 13 now, just in case you're wondering.
I'm so sad. I'm so old, right? Jesus. But I actually have my first check from the Improv. I still have the original one, $7.25. And so I was going up, and I saw Jerry Seinfeld walks in. And I go, oh my gosh, this is the peak of Seinfeld mania. So I go out, this is to show you the sign of the times, and I call up my mom on a payphone. The payphone outside the Improv?
Yeah, exactly.
I call my mom, and I said, oh, you won't believe Jerry Seinfeld's here. She's like, what's Trishana? Because at the time he was dating. She says, I go, I don't know. But either way, he's in. This is exciting. She goes, all right. She goes, is he going on? No one knows if he's going on. I said, okay. I go inside. It's my first Saturday night gig, so I'm nervous. He goes on. He destroys. Standing ovation before he got to the stage, standing ovation on the way out. Killer, great set. And then the guy goes, I don't know if it was Brett Walco or David Gee. He goes, all right, who's Jimmy Fallon? Who's that guy? And I go, oh, no, I'm sorry. No, he goes, whoever was next. I forget who was next. And they go, I'm not going to follow that. Nope, I'm done. I'm going home. And then he goes, all right, well, then who's blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go on later on. He goes, all right, well, who's Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy Fallon. I go, that's me. He goes, you're up next, kid. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to follow Jerry
Seinfeld
on the first Saturday night in my history. So I'm like,
oh, that's crazy.
But what was good is that I do impressions that I had the troll doll with me, and I did the Jerry Seinfeld impression. I opened up with that right after him, and it killed. And then I had a.
Was he there to see it?
He didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
I talked to him about it though, and he goes, well, good for you. Like it was, I saw him and Gary Shandling at something, and he goes, that's good for you. Good, you got to do it. You got to get those experiences. It was great. It was like, but that was my first Saturday night gig, and I'll never forget that. I love the Improv.
What a great story.
Cool.
Well, I am so happy to have had a chance to spend time with you here.
Oh,
the man...
Comedy matters, you guys.
The man who made Lorne Michaels laugh, and I'm backstage with him. How amazing is that, right? How incredible
You're
is
the
that?
best, Jeffrey. Thank you so much, buddy.
You too, man. It's so great to see you. I wish you all the best. Continued success.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with the Emmys, too, man. That's really...
Wow, yeah.
We'll all be watching.
Oh, yeah. I'll be partying over there. It's going to be fun.